Hearing this from Starbucks, but we at KIRO 7 have tracked at least 29 of their stores that will close this weekend in Washington. It's part of what the Seattle-based company is calling a restructuring plan. KIRO 7's Brandon Thompson spent the day trying to map out all those closing stores.
Well, Starbucks is not releasing a list, Gary, but they are quietly updating their website. This is a look at the chaotic process I took to try to figure out, meaning going to stores like this one in Shoreline that is closing. As you can see on that sign, they will be closed for good after tomorrow. For some of the last times,
it's very sad that it's not going to be here.
Dozens of Starbucks across Washington are welcoming in their neighbors.
It's been 10 years of being our coffee house, and we enjoyed it tremendously.
It's interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised.
For Amy and Trixie,
she usually tries to drag me in there for a pub cup.
They're rarely alone at the Ballard store.
I think it's usually pretty busy in there when I go in.
That's one of 29 stores we counted closing across Washington. Starbucks has not publicly said which stores are closing, but people saying their employees are taking to Reddit. They actually created this spreadsheet. They say are stores they've been told are closing. When you check the map on the Starbucks website, it shows many of those stores are closed, but others say that they're still open next week. Hi there, I was wondering if you all are open next week? Employees tell us their stores are closing, so we tried to verify that with the company. Starbucks did not get back to us confirming this list, but employees at all but a handful of stores confirmed they are closing for good this weekend.
Yeah, I am surprised. I thought Starbucks was such a, big thing here.
Even though Alan has been to this store for years,
the safety issues were an aggravation.
He thinks the closure could be about more than just performance.
I've observed people coming out of the restrooms. Clearly, they've shot up, and they sit in here and nod off. They abuse the staff.
Workers would not talk to us today, but their customers hope they will be taken care of.
It's always been very positive. Everyone's very nice and polite and sweet and easy.
I liked it because of the staff, right? And they're very efficient, all very lovely people. So I'm going to miss the people. We have friends there.
Starbucks hasn't said how many of its in-store employees will be laid off, but said 900 corporate employees.
Meanwhile, Starbucks' stricter return to office policy begins on Monday. Workers who still have their jobs will have to go back in person 4 days a week. Until now, it was 3. And going in depth here on Starbucks stock, it has been struggling over the past.
Yeah, I was expecting it. I honestly was kind of, and this is my honesty, I was really expecting this to happen no matter what. Especially with the new CEO that's over it now, who was originally over Chipotle. I definitely was expecting it. Now, I do not agree with people losing their jobs about this, but you got to realize at the end of the day, you're an at-will employee. And also, you got to keep this in mind. This was kind of in the loop for over months. And I don't understand why people decided to do this, stick with Starbucks instead of trying to shoot at getting another job somewhere else. Now, there's so many factors into why they are doing this. May I remind you, there are over 32,000 locations in the state alone. If I'm wrong, more than worldwide, but in this state alone, there are 32,000. And that's crazy. And I just want to kind of think about this, because if I could count correctly, if I go down Redmond Way, going towards coming from Whole Foods, if I'm correct, there's a Starbucks right there on the right hand side in the Bear Creek Strip. Not to mention there's one in the Safeway. Continuing going down, there's one on the left hand side off Redmond Way. Going further down, there's one located in the Redmond Town Center. And as I continue to go down, the Paris Baguette, there's one on the right-hand side off Redmond Way across from QFC, not to mention there is one in QFC, and going down 160th, there's another one inside that QFC. It's crazy. So this was bound to happen. Like I said, there's so many benefits as to why, because people treat that place like it's a fucking library. It's oversaturated, meaning there's too many in the areas. What's the worst part is they decided to unionize this Starbucks, which was the biggest mistake of all time. And honestly, you do have to, you have to actually benefit the what's that? The investors. So when they do all this, of course, Starbucks is going to start the profit. But not to mention, you get taxes involved. You also get the minimum wage situation involved. You get all these factors involved. Like, my question is, like, why do y'all didn't think about this sooner? Because obviously this was going to happen no matter what. And I mean, you really think that, and honestly, I don't even think it's done. Some people, I think people need to realize that some of the corporations do not care about you. They pretty much care about their bottom line. And their bottom line is profit. That's all they care about, is being profitable. Now, this is one of my recommendations, and I don't usually do this, but I highly recommend that people start going to small businesses. This is where everything starts. And honestly, for my recommendation, I go with River Trails Roaster. Now, I don't usually buy coffee, but they usually offer me coffee every now and then, and I'm like, yeah, I just like to pass it. But they insist too much, and I can't help it. But the coffee, I honestly, in my opinion, is very good. It's so damn good. I'm not gonna lie, and I hope nobody says Trump is the issue with this situation. No, it's the state's issue, because when you personally raise taxes, you're going to get these type of situations, and this is not the end of this issue, because more and more businesses are going to shut down because of this. Now, I have to, man, it's kind of tough, because yeah, it's sad to see people lose their jobs, but you have to keep another option within, like, you have to keep more opportunities on the table. Like, while people are focused on music and movies and all this type of stuff, they need to be more informed on what's going on in society, and understand that if you don't have a backup plan, then you're going to be in a messed up situation. And now you have people talking about protesting Starbucks. That's not going to even work. So good luck with that. But it is what it is. And I hate to see this happen to people, but when you protest, do all this protesting for high minimum wage, to unionize companies, to do all this type of stuff, you're going to suffer repercussions. Because when you pick this option and try to become selfish and try to put all the weight on the consumers, well, you're going to expect the job loss in the same situation. And like I said, I hate to say this, I hate to see this happen, but that's part of life. me personally, I always stay ahead of the game and I always keep myself on a swivel when it comes to job opportunities because there's always more than one that's available for me. Stay informed, and believe it or not, your voting patterns and the way you handle situations can make or break not only yourself, but the community and society as a whole. And this is part of the issue. So let me know your thoughts.